Hey, this is Mr. Worden doing a VoD review for Oakmont Esports. This is from a game that we played this past Friday, the very beginning of school, first meeting we had back, where I was playing a series of 3v3s, mostly with students on the B team, the Berserkers. It was a ton of fun, and I want to get right into it. But before I do, let's talk about some meta. So, first up, I want you guys to go check out skillcap.com's free YouTube videos. In particular, the one that describes changes to the jungle. Jungle changes, it got nerfed recently, Season 9. Things are worth a little bit less XP and a little bit less gold. And spawn times in combination with that are making it harder for junglers to keep up in terms of experience and gold with the laners. And this is promoting a gank heavy playstyle. I love Diana. I love jungling Diana, and I can't effectively gank very well pre-level 6. So I still have to power farm. And what this has caused me to do recently is to try to get around the map faster and faster and faster so that I can keep up with laners, so that I can also get in a quick gank or try a gank, or I can soak minion experience in terms of cross-gank pathing. And so I've got a new set of runes that unfortunately I didn't have set up for this particular game, but that I've been playing with otherwise, where it's entirely less focused on max damage, burst, electrocute style, and instead it's looking at top speed, getting as fast as you can around the map. It also synergizes well with champions who can drop their R and burst, dash, or blink as often as possible. So check out that runes page. I want you guys to consider picking runes or picking items that increase your movement speed, especially if you're a jungler, but also for reasons we'll talk about in just a sec, even if you're a laner. So, for this game, the early half of the game, I want you guys to look at the idea that as a team, we need to get out of solo queue mentality. And in solo queue mentality, what you do is you compartmentalize and try to win your lane throughout at least the first half of the game. So you're looking at just, am I doing well, is based purely off of 1v1 kills and CS score. Or I don't actually know how bot lane and support works. I've never played that, but I'm assuming it's the same kind of thing, just trying to get parity in terms of golden experience. What I want you guys to start thinking about is how to hold your lane, not necessarily win it, although that's too ambitious for some of us, but instead to win the map. And what I mean by this is one of Sun Tzu's ideas of taking a lack of information on their side and information on your side that you do have and trying to project power in different places, basically making the other laners scared. Part of this is just leaving vision, getting out of vision range as much as you can, and doing enough ganks and roams that they start to think as soon as you've left vision, they have to go back and play defensive, or that they have to pull back from an objective and group up again. So trying to use psychology and misinformation to push laners into playing less aggressively and basically generating tilt on the other team. So again, my objective for this game was to hold my lane, but project my power into the other two lanes and try to stay out of vision as much as possible to do that. So with that, let's check out the video here. Let's see, there we go. Alright, so here we go. So on the top lane, we've got our two most experienced, most mechanically talented players on this particular grouping. We've got Alkali on my team, we've got Yasuo on the other team. And mechanically, top lane is the place to watch. They're going to have the most dynamic battles, the most cool skill shots and stuff like that, yeah. I think our mid laners, myself versus the Vigar here, I think we're pretty evenly matched in terms of skill. In other words, we're both beginners, honestly. It's all good though. And then in the bot lane, I think we've also got another pair of beginners, although I really like the map sense out of the Caitlyn, which we'll see coming up later. Now, if you're coming to lane and you don't have your own jungler active, what should you do? And I don't think it's waste time in lane. I do think you want to put a little vision down, make sure you're not getting invaded. But if I were the Alkali, I would be thinking about taking Smite, which I know sounds crazy, and securing red buff right here. That way you show up level 2 in lane with basically healing. Same thing here. I'm trying to like zip around, get some wards down. I'm trying to make sure I don't get invaded or anything like weird cheese. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show up in lane level 2 already before the Vigard even like kills a couple CS. And I'm going to show up in lane with unlimited mana, which means I can keep dropping my Qs and Ws non-stop. There's no reason for me to just hold on to them as long as I'm adequately defensive in terms of my positioning. So I think that we should have secured both of these starting points before rushing the lane. By the way, how many minions have I lost so far? A couple. Looks like I've lost 3 here. Okay. Dang, I lost an entire wave. And that means that Vigard is going to get to level 2 not long after me. I think if I leashed this or done this just a little bit better... Okay, so we're both 2 now. That didn't work out as well as I want. But I do have the blue buff, which is going to be an advantage a little bit later. And I'm not used to it. Sorry, I'm so rusty, I'm missing those. Hey, one thing, Vigard. Later in the game, you'll see me pretty effectively dodge all your arcane comets or whatever else that is that's happening. Those are too slow to catch me. And that's another argument for high mobility. That might also be another argument for you to change your rune page to something that guarantees damage rather than relies on me being slow and clumsy or else pinned down by one of your cages. Okay, hey, let's go up here for a sec. I think this is where the Fast and Furious gameplay is happening. Yeah. So I appreciate respecting, power spikes and early power. It's all good for you to play back Alkali, even though you're losing a bit of CS here and there. Not a problem. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's poke is ending up superior to Teemo's poke. I don't know if that's champions or player skill. But, yep, we're watching this wave kind of crashing here. That looks like it's a fast push style wave too, because we got more than 3 casters with that group. And a little bit of tower damage, not a big deal, whatever. Okay. Again, nothing much going on. Hey, has anybody placed a ward recently? I had one expire right here that prevented my invade. Otherwise, I don't think so. Hey, CS, Vigard, you gotta do a little better on last hits. I do appreciate that you're kind of clearing waves to keep them from crashing on tower like this, but my unlimited Ws and Qs means I will continue to crash them on tower as much as I possibly can. So I'm looking at deliberately max wave clearing so that my guys just get blown up by the tower and not by you. Yeah, I should have realized his backing. I don't know why I pinged that out, but my thought is he could come back to somewhere different than his own lane. And of course he doesn't. But hey, if you're coming back, don't necessarily come back to the most predictable spot. That's part of the art of war, is deception. So you are assumed to come back to your own lane. But if you show up like pathing through cleverly and gank Teemo, or like assist in a gank on Alkali, that would be cool. Consider it. Also consider, as you come back to lane, how much CS are you going to gain or lose based on where the wave position is. Oh man, I think you got me on this one. No? Yeah? No? Anyway, well played. You forced me to back. Now, as I go back, I think oh no, I guess, okay, so you know how I took Smite? If you jungle correctly, you can actually recharge health. So there's me getting more health back through Smite. I didn't have to go all the way back, which also means that I don't totally need teleport. Well, okay, no, I guess I'm backing anyway. Don't totally need teleport, though, is the bottom line. If you can jungle effectively, especially kind of in mid and high levels, where you're actually gaining health by jungling, then that's pretty cool. Man, that's crazy. Good job, guys. I mean, both of you are duking it out up there. I have no input for you, because you're playing at a higher mechanical skill level than I am. Ooh, but let's question this. Hey, Yasuo, after you clear this wave, and you should be clearing it as fast as you can, which I think... No, dude, don't just last hit. Yeah, there you go. Blast it out. Even drop your E if you want. Might as well, right? Do the EQ combo, do an area effect, kill that wave, and either take a plate before Alkali gets back. I think you're too slow now. Akali's going to get there pretty soon. By the way, nice having them crash on tower, because then the tower's shooting them rather than them shooting back at the red minions. I'd actually take it back. Yeah, I don't know. I think, Yasuo, you want to think about wave management. Whenever you get the up and up on Alkali right there, consider... Oh, this is fun. Don't try to back too close to your tower when your opponent has long-range poke. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Sorry, Vigar. Okay, yeah, so back to this. What you're trying to do is get your opponent to miss out on CS while they're backing. Simultaneously, if you can get the wave just crashing over on the tower there, then you have the opportunity to roam or go pick up something in the jungle. And that's what I'm doing here. Like, okay, I don't care about those 2 minions. I'm not going to lose any CS. In the meantime, I might as well... Actually, I think I saw Caitlyn pushed up a little forward. And now that I've got my level 6... Okay, so I'm pinging out for Teemo's help. Teemo, I need you to respond to pings. Meanwhile, Caitlyn, you have good map sense. Like, for a beginning player like the rest of us are, your map sense is pretty good. Because you knew to put the ward in there right about the time I went missing for more than 10 seconds. And I don't know if that saved you or not, but you knew that gank was coming. And I think that if I'd had help from Teemo, like a Sherman place or something, that might have been potentially awesome. Same thing, Vigar. I like that you're coming in here for a possible counter gank. Because you saw that pressure. You're not losing any CS. There's absolutely nothing for you up to kill. So that was a very good time to roam. So I want to encourage you guys to continue thinking that way. Am I losing CS? If the answer is no, go play elsewhere on the map. Get out there and go take an objective, support another lane, make a threat presence, stuff like that. Hey, right about now is when I want to kick in Fog of War. Oops, other team. Then I go to Blue Fog of War here. So, I think they're starting to get the sense that I can roam. I already did that, I think, twice at this point down to Caitlyn. I'm going to keep doing that from time to time. And here's where I want to be disappearing from vision as much as I can. So I hope that Vigar is at this point feeling a little bit nervous. Where did the Diana go? She's not in lane. Vigar, you're pretty good at pinging that out to your teammates. I would be pinging it right now, because if I've got a high-speed build, which I'm telling you guys is interesting and I want you to try it, I would be, potentially on Caitlyn at this point. I think that what I did is I went and got some jungle creeps or something instead. By the way, you guys see how I'm losing blue minions? Here's my question. Am I behind on CS? No. Why not? I'm not exactly last hitting all the things in my lane here. Like, okay, that was pretty solid. But that was kind of the opposite of the point. Point is, I'm playing the whole map. I'm looking at optimizing pathing, and if I can pick up jungle camps, that is just fine. If we're playing 5v5 in the future, what I want to do is figure out how to track the enemy jungler and deny them all of their camps. I want to basically coordinate invades with support, mid lane, etc., so that we can pressure and we can basically knock the enemy jungler out of the game. Hey, where's Diana? She's been gone a while. If I had to guess, I'd say she's taking blue, dragon, coming in for a weird gank. Oh, took that blue is what I did. Now I'm trying to gank from behind there. Always the best way to do it. Come out of an unexpected position way behind where you can run to. Didn't work out for me. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, blast those CS down. Crash them in the tower. And hopefully the tower kills a bunch of stuff that you don't get. While my wave is crashing, I'm going to go somewhere completely different. Oh no, God, no, please don't. I'm going to dive. Oh, I always take a bad dive. Oh, I always do that. I got to stop doing that. It's so fun, though. You know who dives the best is Ari. That's why I love Ari. She can dive like 3 towers and still survive sometimes. Not usually. Anyway, I shouldn't have done that. What I should have done was blast out some minions and then roam. Or blast out some minions. Or, like, cut around here. Take raptors. You're not defending raptors. You just assume I disappear into the jungle and don't come back. I could have picked up some extra CS there rather than trying to dive you. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to emphasize, is that you can optimize your pathing. Don't just think of your lane, think of the whole map. And in the process, you can try to project some pressure to other lanes. Now I'm on... Oh no, I'm not on Death Timer. I'm coming back to lane possibly? Or am I? No, I am, because I see that there's a second wave about to hit. And what I want to do is clear this wave without taking too much damage. Once this wave is clear, then I've got roam potential. I hope that I don't get greedy and try to die Vigar. Oh shoot, I always do that. That's so stupid. What I should have done is cleared the wave and then roam to a different lane. There's no point for me sitting in this lane right now, and I hope right now that's what I'm doing. Let's take Fog of War off and see if that's true. Cool, securing blue buff. Nice. That is a good use of my time. Let's check. Blue buff. 1 CS down. Things are going well in those other lanes. Hey, by the way, you got 1 plate with that time spent there. And you are trying to get your minions to crash. Okay, so what? That was smart, killing that last minion, because now these 4 guys are going to die before Yasuo gets back. It's also a good time for you to back. Oh, and then, oh, I remember what happened. I came down to gank. Vigar came down to counter gank, and I caught him in the jungle. And I think that I'm trying to take Dragon at this point, which you guys are well aware of. So here's my question. Why not try to contest? Or, oh, you know what? You've got good map sense. Okay, so you're like, if he's not taking Dragon, he must be coming in to gank. And I saw you back, and that actually is what made me decide to do Dragon instead of ganking. So, again, Caitlyn, you're watching the minimap. Excellent. I've got a ward down here to protect myself from the exact opposite from happening while I take Dragon. I can solo it at this point, but I'm not super fast. And yeah, you've got a good sense of what's going on too. You're going to try to come in and 2v1. Can you do that? You need to... I like that you're trying to kill that ward. But you need to be clearing this wave fast and poking down Teemo to get him to back up. And hopefully not stepping on any mushrooms in the meantime, if you're going to go help Vigar do that. And yeah, you guys... There was a ping that you were going to come contest, and then it just didn't happen. Oh, yeah, it's over, dude. It's over. I didn't even do a good job. Like, I could have done that much better. It doesn't matter, though. Caitlyn at half health is, like, amazing for Diana. Okay. So you had map sense there. When the dragon dies, if you don't see me show up in lane there, that's a good ward, by the way, because you're going to be able to watch me cross right in there. Yep, good job, good job. Yeah, good warding. Because what I'm trying to do is be unpredictable and hide, even though there's really only 3 places that I should be besides occasional jungle camps. Hey, how's the CS going? Oh, dang. Jungle's the way to go. Alrighty, well, that's the beginning of the game. Idea is project power beyond your lane, go out of vision frequently, show up in unexpected places, optimize your pathing. See, there's nothing I'm going to kill right here. I'm not going to lose any of these while I'm taking Raptors. So, coordinate with your jungler. We don't want to steal all of our jungler's camps. What we want to do is steal CS from the entire map. And specifically, if we're playing 5v5, we want to try to coordinate the steal jungle stuff in here while protecting our own jungler. Or have our jungler come with us and then just figure out some good way to split it up. We want to do this every time we push the wave all the way into the other person's tower. Oh, hey, by the way, that was you leaving vision. You left vision. I thought I was going to come around the corner and get a gank. And instead, you got a good chunk out of my health. So, kudos. And your ward right there is part of what did it. Also, you coming around and hiding in that spot. I figured I was going to take the most direct pathing down to where you were, but this time you were in the unpredictable spot, and that was awesome. Okay, with that, we're going to jump to the late game. Let me narrate what happened in the mid game. Yasuo got his 3 critical items, and Yasuo started the hyperscale, and every time that we contest against Yasuo, we get annihilated. So you're looking at 22 versus 17 blue kills. We had an early game lead, but by mid game, Yasuo is just mopping the floor with us every time we engage him. So our new strategy for this late game is to... Oh, actually, let me back up just one more bit here. Sorry. Trying to avoid Yasuo, avoid Yasuo, avoid Yasuo. And how do we do that? We need to spread out, which is not what you're seeing right there. We also need to split push like crazy. So if you come up against a champion you just absolutely can't fight, then don't. Because the champion can only be in one place at a time. And so with this, we're looking at basically like a higher level, not micro, we're looking at macro. Yeah, we're looking at deception, control of vision, and trying to push where we're strong while running away where we're weak, which is basically anywhere Yasuo is. So we need to basically stem the bleeding, at the same time advance down and just blast down some towers. And which champions are excellent split pushers? Caitlyn does a ton of damage, Yasuo's good, Akali's good, Veigar, Teemo, not so much. And then it turns out Diana's actually really good at split pushing at this late in the game. Once she's got Lichbane and Nashor's Tooth, which I don't think I have, but I've got enough attack damage and attack speed that it's going to go pretty well anyway. So, what's interesting is, right down here, we're trying to fight Yasuo. How do we do that? We put our best player on, their job is to clear the wave and not get dives. With long range poke and Yasuo is pretty hard. Teemo's going to get caught out, that's bad. In the meantime though, check it out. Where Yasuo is not, we are attacking as hard as we can, with the right character to be able to do that. And yeah, occasionally they get caught out too. We won that fight because Yasuo wasn't there. Veigar backed, which was very good timing. If Veigar hadn't backed, I think I would have had the game in the bag at this point. Yeah, good job. That was a nice slow push all the way down bot lane, and that was quite a few minions, so that's cool. Alright, let's jump back ahead here. Here's us getting repeatedly murdered, I think. Oh, so, is Teemo a split pusher? The answer is no. Teemo is best sieging outside the base, putting shrooms on key pathways, placing wards, clearing minion waves, doing some poke damage and running away. I don't think Teemo is the right person to get caught out. I know we could ask JC about that, and he might disagree with me, and his opinion I think would be the definitive answer, but... Okay, here's where I don't have good vision. I'm conscious of the fact that I'm probably getting flanked right now. I felt like I had to push anyway, because if we can get that third inhib down, then that's pretty much game. But you guys are doing the right thing in knowing that we're split pushing. That's our strategy. We've already done it twice. So good job. Fool me once, joke's on you. Fool me twice. Wait, no, I messed that up. Anyway, third time, you guys got it. Good work. And I think you guys are placed pretty well right now for just getting this defended. Yeah, that's all going okay. What are you up to here? I see 2 wards. That's good, or at least ward and scuttle. Is that earlier? You guys are pinging things out. Yeah, I think we know that you're in there somewhere, and we're looking at totally avoiding you. So we're going to switch back to Fog of War. And I think here, you guys can't see any of us. Well, one of us is dead. Oh no, just kidding, 2 of us is dead. That's why you can't see any of us. Sorry, this was a bad example of using vision control and staying in the shadows. Striking with deception. Yep, just defend. Nothing fancy going on here. Okay! If only I had better runes! Speed! Gotta chase him down! I just missed that. If I'd had better runes, I could have caught out both of you and still gotten away from Yasuo, who again, our plan is to not even engage. Like Yasuo, you don't get to fight us, I'm sorry. Not until we're 3v1ing you. But if you get too far away from Caitlyn, she's toast. Which I think, yep. See, I think you're going for Elder Drake here, and I think you get Elder Drake. I think you secure that. But in the meantime, Caitlyn is at half health in mid lane in broad daylight. And we just pinged out, yep, Yasuo is not over there. Therefore, it is time. Yeah, you totally get this. You've got to be more careful there. I know you're like hugging the wall, being cautious. But yeah, that's bad. One shot. Okay, this is the only time I think we successfully engage you. and it's a 3v1. We realized we had you trapped on all sides, and that's it. And that's also enough for us to push straight down mid lane and win game. So, that's it. So looking at the end of the second half of the game, it was all about attacking where you're strong, avoiding fights where you're weak, only picking fights that you can win. And in order to do that, you have to have enough information on what the enemy team's doing. At the same time, you're denying them information about what you're doing. And that's really kind of like the main idea behind Sun Tzu. That and being decisive and knowing what your capabilities are. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I hope it was food for thought. I definitely don't have all the answers when it comes to League of Legends. I'm still a beginning player. But what I want us to think about is, how is team play different than solo queue? That's especially important, I think, in the early game when everybody's stuck in their little silo and not thinking about the bigger picture. So, see you guys next week. Bye.